this last video, it's 4 of 4. Yeah, whew, we made it, finally. All that meticulous stuff. And now we get to the actual writing. It's so exciting. You've been meticulous, and that's been good. I'm sure you've looked that word up now. And now we need to talk about how to persuade. So there'll be lots where you'll do some thinking and brainstorming about what ideas you could come up with to answer the task. And then you're going to organize things in BP Dog. What is BP Dog? Well, I go into it in detail. So after the salutation, you're skipping one line, and then you're going to have 3 distinct paragraphs. And inside those, we're going to use something called BP Dog. Yeah, it's another acronym. The language in this should be very formal. You want to be clearly understood and your request well received. So first paragraph after your salutation should involve the background, B, and purpose, P. It should tell the reader who you are. So you might be the president of a company, a board member, a carpenter, an English teacher, but not your name, your job title. It's your job title that's most important. It tells them what qualifies you to write them this letter, this business letter. Then the next one will be purpose. What is the purpose of the letter? What are you trying to accomplish? Why are you writing this? What do you want? What is your request? And you should state that right there in the first paragraph. As you move on, paragraph 2, which includes details and operations, D and O. What information do you have that will bring your reader into your letter, that will convince or support him or her? What details or evidence can you use to back up the purpose? Really, this is the meat and potatoes of the letter. This is where the rubber hits the road. This is where you pull in that brainstorming about what could convince somebody to do whatever it is the task is asking. The operations is maybe the last couple of sentences in that second paragraph. It's going to be the biggest paragraph because it has most of the meat, and then it has these operations. So it says, here's the reasons why, and I would love to discuss this further by having a phone call, having a meeting. I can meet this time and this time. We can discuss your concerns further so I can convince you further, and you may provide both a phone number and an email address, or just one or the other of those. That's your second paragraph. Your third paragraph then is the Goodwill Finish, and this is really, really short. Could be 3, maybe 4 sentences, and you're going to have in it some kind of positive, motivated feelings so that your reader will be ever so persuaded to get back to you with the information and evidence that you've provided. It should help the reader feel that you've done a really good job of convincing them. And that's BP Dog. So here is an example of a good letter. I would say, as close to 100% as you can possibly get in writing this letter. You will notice that this beginning paragraph is incredibly short. You'll notice that this first paragraph has in it the B and the P. So it has the background and it has what is the purpose of your letter. So as president of the Eastview Swim Club, I've been directed to write a letter that expresses our concern regarding the possible closure of the aquatic center. So now you know what the whole letter is going to be about and why it is that this particular person, Kelly Jones, is writing. This next section is the details and the operations. And you'll notice that there's a number of ways that this writer convinces the reader. We're concerned that the impending closure will affect the many teens who are members of the Eastview Swim Club. That it will affect the many teens who are members of the Eastview Swim Club is one of the reasons why our swim club provides the opportunity for swimming lessons for teens, and our lifeguard training program certifies junior lifeguards who then have the potential for part-time employment. So providing the opportunity of swimming lessons and for part-time employment, again, would be a reason why. We host 2 swim meets a year, each for out-of-town and out-of-province swim clubs. This has enabled us to expand our competitive program. And all our teams have presented themselves well, but our under 15 team that has won numerous provincial championships. So if you take away this pool, you'll take away the fact that the under 15 team does very well. We recognize that the aquatic center is expensive to operate, so giving them a reason why they may want to close it, and then stating very clearly that it would adversely affect many young people in town seems to me an important reason as to why they shouldn't close that particular aquatic center. And then that's backed up with a bit of information. So swimmers would have to travel elsewhere if they wanted to continue with the swim club activities. And then, considered giving possible ways to raise money. So that's a way for you to be even more persuasive. If they are proposing to do something, you can propose ways to get around what they are doing. Not only that you are upset about it, that you oppose it, but you have solutions that you could provide as well. And in here, considering some possible ways to raise money is one. And so here's another reason we could raise our club fees and entry fees to give more funds to the center. Here's another reason. So give more funds to the center is one. Greater percentage of profits during the swim meets could be another. And then, junior lifeguards are willing to work for school credit rather than wages. So there are a number of ways that this writer has chosen to provide a way around the closure. So not only that we oppose it, that there are problems with it, that we would like that not to happen, but here's some solutions where we as an organization, as the Teen Swim Club, could help the situation. Absolutely amazing. Then we have the operations. Now this person has chosen to put it in another paragraph. Totally fine. Essentially saying, if you want to discuss this with the proposals that we've made, we hope that we can discuss this with you. And here's our phone number and here's our email address. This very last sentence is the Goodwill Closing. Thanks for taking the time to consider it. We look forward to hearing from you soon. So please do get back to us. And that is the body of the letter. You can see that there are many techniques used by the writer to persuade the reader to do what they are proposing. There. Now you know what BP Dog is. Now you know how to be persuasive in your letter. And I'm hoping that you can transfer these skills from this letter to another letter, and from these types of letters, this type of task, the formal functional letter writing task on the PAT, that you can transfer it now to other things that you do. Anything you write to be persuasive. Perhaps it's just a note to mom and dad. Perhaps it's an email to a teacher. These techniques and the formal writing you do in your business letter or functional writing on the PAT should transfer to all of those tasks.